After spending the better part of the last 2 days of my life reading comments on my latest video, boy I did not expect that many, I feel an urge to respond to the main piece of criticism I received on it. In case you haven't seen it, I basically argued why, in the world of The Witcher, it doesn't make sense to assume that nobody pays attention to skin color, and specifically why it's not a good idea for the character of Fringilla Vigo to be portrayed by a black woman. There are a lot of heated debates going on in the comments, but as far as I can tell, in terms of actual criticism to what I said, the most prominent example is people saying, hey, what does it matter, it's just skin color, who cares about it? All that's important is that the show is good, that the actors play their parts well, and that I get immersed into the story. And I'm not at all bothered by the race or the skin color of the actual people. Some word it differently than others, but I think that's the essence of the argument, correct me if I'm wrong. Here's what I have to say about it. Obviously the actors being good is of paramount importance. However, I can't say that a generalized statement like this is always true. Not for me at least. Let's put Fringilla's case to the side for a moment and look at another franchise that is being adopted by the same developers that made the Witcher games, namely Cyberpunk. Whose writer, by the way, I like far better so far, despite the fact that he's ethnically far different from me than the one who wrote The Witcher. Okay, let's look at the latest Cyberpunk trailer. In it we have this scene. What we have here are 2 white characters and 2 black characters. Let's ask the same question. Does their race or skin color matter? Well, given what I know about them and the world they inhabit, I would say no, it does not matter. The main character could be East Asian looking, this guy could have been Middle Eastern, and the races of these 2 could have been swapped. I don't see any problem in any of these cases whatsoever. And that is because their races, appearances, skin colors, etc. do not clash with the internal consistency of the world they inhabit. At least to my limited knowledge. Okay, now let's suppose things are a little different. I'm making this up, but for the sake of argument, bear with me. Let's say there is this well-established black female character. She is as important to this world as Yennefer to The Witcher. And it is also said that the woman from the trailer resembles the well-established character we mentioned, just like Yennefer is supposed to resemble Fringilla. Additionally, it is known that these 2 guys aren't just colleagues, but they're also cousins. Just as Fringilla and Anna Henrietta in The Witcher. So now, knowing that the Netrunner is supposed to resemble one of the big characters in the world who looks like this, and she's also related to another one who looks like this, does her race and skin color still not matter? Can we still just as easily have her look like this? In my opinion, no. And that was my main argument about Fringilla. It's not about whether a white character shouldn't be black, it's about whether it's okay to make the world a bit less consistent. I'll fully admit that this alone is not the biggest issue ever, and that the show can still be good despite of it, but it certainly doesn't help. Finally, some of you may bring up the difference between these 2, one being a game and the other one a show, and that's true. In the game, there's basically no reason why a character should be white if it doesn't make sense, they can simply make the proper model for her. In the show, it could be that this actress is simply amazing and it would be a waste if she's not there. Then, as I said in my previous video, they should perhaps create a new amazing character for her or change that of Fringilla Vigo a bit to suit her change in appearance. So I hope this clears up some of the confusion. There were other issues too, like who cares, it's fantasy, which I don't want to spend too much time and energy on. I think it makes little sense. Similar arguments have been made in defense of other fiction in the past, and I've never liked those either. What else? Some people also criticized me for deleting comments, because I did mention that I deleted some in a previous video, once again about a similar topic, and well, here's the thing. Deleting comments is probably not the most accurate term to describe what I was doing. When I check my comments, I first read that which was published on the video, and then I go into the list of hidden comments, those that YouTube deemed potentially inappropriate, and I usually whitelist most of them. But in that particular video's case, there were just so many that were overwhelmed with profanities that I just thought they were distasteful and just left them there. You know, maybe a comment makes a somewhat sensible statement, but it opens up with referring to one of the actresses, so I hope you understand. Alright, I'm going to end this here. I don't want to drag this for too long. Some of you are probably bored by this topic, and honestly, especially after reading over 2,000 comments in 2 days, I am too. And for tomorrow, I have a proper Witcher video for you about a rare piece of dialogue, so until then, thank you very much for watching and for your support. Stay tuned and be good. Okay, and one more thing. After I already made the video, I watched it and I realized that I do come across as a little, I don't know, as though I'm over-explaining things, as though I'm explaining them to small children or something like that. And I don't want you guys to get the idea that I'm being overtly condescending or trying to insult the intelligence of the people who disagree with me. I just wanted to make sure that what I think comes across as clearly as possible. Okay, the end.